You know what movie really stuck with me? Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Really lodged itself in my brain meat, it did. Well, maybe not the film itself, it was after all a highly forgettable and deeply mediocre movie, but it had this one line.
The Illuminati will see you now.
The Illumawati?
Wow, that is glorious. Amazing. I mean, what is really impressive is how Cumberbatch manages to take such a badly written line and perform it in a way that just makes it so much worse. People are still giving shit to the frogs hit by lightning line from X-Men.
Do you know what happens to a toad when it's struck by lightning? The same thing that happens to everything else.
And it has nothing on Illumawati. That line about the frogs, for those who don't know, was actually written by Joss Whedon, then mostly known for Buffy, and I know we're all deeply tired of the man and his writing at this point, but I can actually see this line working if it was delivered in a more quippy and Buffy-esque way instead of as if it were the most badass thing anyone had ever said. And I can kinda see this line also working better if it was delivered by, say, a Robert Downey Jr. instead of a Benedict Cumberbatch. He does not have the range. I honestly think this is the very line that made me realize that Cums is kind of a mediocre actor. Like, he's not great at doing anything besides his cold, detached shtick. And watching him do We've Got Iron Man at Home for 2 3/4 movies really drove that home. But even if this line was delivered better, it's still a fundamentally bad line.
The Illumawati? The Illumawati? The Illumawati?
This is first draft shit. This is the kind of thing that if I wrote it, I would immediately leave a note for myself in the margins saying, fucking do better. It's so cliche that your brain almost refuses to accept it at face value, instead looking desperately for evidence that it's actually some kind of clever subversion. But no, it's just Illumawati. And the implications are fascinating. From what I've gathered by Googling, the people in Marvel's Illuminati didn't make that name up. They just used it because the Illuminati is a crackpot conspiracy theory, and they wanted people who discovered them to sound like crackpots. So the Illuminati as a name and a concept already existed in their universe. But Mr. Doctor here acts like he's never even heard the word. So is the Illuminati not a thing on Earth 616 or Earth 1999, whatever? Do they have some other shadowy organization they make references to? Maybe they just have another name for the Illuminati. Are the stonemasons still a thing? I had to Google if there had been any references to the real Illuminati in the MCU before this, and everything I found was that Tony Stark apparently had an app called the Illuminati on his phone in Iron Man 2, as an Easter egg about him being in the Illuminati. But does that mean that he just made the word up, independent of the fact that the Illuminati, as we know it, exists in other universes? Or maybe it's simpler than that? Maybe it is a thing and Strange somehow just have never heard about it. Or maybe he has and this is a joke he's making? Is he making a joke? Am I missing the point of his funny joke? I know it sounds like I'm way overanalyzing this one line, and I am, but did nobody at any stage of writing, shooting, and editing this thing just say, hold up, what the fuck are we trying to say right here? Or did they realize the weird fucking implication and decide to keep it in anyway because they just liked the line that much? That can't be it. It just can't. There is no earthly possibility that anyone could think this line is in any way, shape, or form good. Right? Right? That's it. That's the video.
The Illumawati?